you all, it's KingBritneyChanel and you're on my SaeBritneyChanel channel. In today's video, we're going to be discussing 5 common decorating mistakes and how you can correct them moving forward. So if you're interested in this video, definitely make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope you all enjoy the video. Make sure you hit the notification bell as well so that you're notified every time I release a video. Let's get into the video. Okay, so the first mistake is, that I see that some people make is that they tend to hang their curtains entirely way too low. And you will notice this because it makes the room look short, and it typically is at the window encasement. So pretty much your eye is not going up. The room is looking, small, because typically when you're looking at the curtains on the window encasement, your eyes are just being, going down. Everything is looking smaller, and that's just a no-go. No bueno. It doesn't make the room look bright, airy. It doesn't make it look big and spacious. It just makes the room look small. Another mistake that I see is when people hang up curtains and the curtains are entirely too short, making them hang way too high off of the ground. Your curtains should definitely kiss the ground so that, you should hang them high enough so that it brings the eye up and it makes the room look big, grand. It makes the room look more spacious. So try to hang up your curtains, closer to the ceiling, and also try to hang up curtains that kiss the floor, that are long enough to kiss the floor, so that it brings the eye up and it makes the room look very luxurious and spacious. Okay, so obviously this is the don't. As you can see, the curtain rod is at the top of the window encasement, making the room look shorter, and also the curtains are way too short. You want to make sure that your curtains are not looking like they are trying to stay above water from the flood, or just looking high watery. And here I'm just showing you my curtains. I have went up far as I could go because of course there's crown molding there, and you can see that they just flow and flow and flow to the floor. Okay, they drape down all the way to the floor. And you can get curtains, I've ordered mine offline in different places if you are looking for longer curtains. But you can see they just drape and cascade to the floor because I wanted a look that was that luxe look, and it brings the eye up. It makes the window look much bigger. It brings the eye up, making the space look bigger. And here they have done the same with the curtains here in this room as well. Look at how bright the room looks. Okay, so this next decorating mistake that I see is when people tend to do the matchy furniture. That is so not creative. It just looks like you walked into the store and just was like, give me the whole collection from this one piece. And it just lacks personality. It just looks like you just didn't want to, take the time to go and find other things. Your room or your space should tell a story about yourself. And you want it to have different elements, different, different pieces, different patterns, textures, that are well curated, and it makes the room look well put together. It looks like a luxurious designer space, or whatever your personality is. But when you just do the matchy sets, the room, it looks very matchy, and it doesn't look like you put any effort or personality. Basically just try to avoid being matchy by maybe get a couch from one collection and 2 accent chairs from other collections or other places, so that it's not looking like you just went to the one store and was like, I don't feel like, putting any work into this. So yeah, just try to shop different stores so that, your house looks well put together and well curated. Okay, so here they just have a full matchy set. I mean, it's just all the same color, same style. There's really no pizzazz here. So I'm gonna show a room now that has full personality. You can see the scale of the rug is correct. They have two different armchairs that are different from the sofa, and then they have other elements like different textures, different linen. You see, like, I think that's leather or faux leather for the side chairs. So they've added different pieces and curated these pieces to create a beautiful looking space. Oh boy. So this next design mistake that I see is when the area rug in a space is not the correct scale for the furniture and things that are in the room. So you want to make sure that you don't have a rug or, a rug that's way too small and it only is defining, like I'm going to use the living room for example, your coffee table. You want to make sure that your area rug is at least under the front feet of maybe your accent chairs and your couch, so that it's a decent size scale and the ratio is decent, okay? But the ideal for this would be for you to have a rug that can go underneath all of the furniture, okay? Because when you have a rug that can go underneath all of the furniture, if your space can accommodate that, it defines the space. It says, this is the dining room, this is the living room area, and you have arrived, okay? So try to make sure that you do not get an area rug that is entirely way too small. And you'll notice this because it'll typically only define maybe a coffee table or something that's in between the couch and the accent chairs, and it'll be tiny when it should just be more to define the space. Okay, so here is an example of the don't. You see how the area rug is just so small that it's only defining the coffee tables, and the other furniture is not getting any attention, where the feet of those particular chairs is not touching the area rug. It's not really defining the space, and it just looks like the coffee table is awkwardly on this island. Now here I'm showing you my big area rug, where my sectional and things it's big enough in this space to sit on top of them, but you can see that my side chair, the front of the feet is on the rug, the sectional, the coffee table, and the other two side tables are all comfortably on this rug, and it's defining my living room space. It's not looking awkward, like it's just, oh, I don't have any room, or I can't come off this line. It's very defining. This says this is the living room, this is this definite space, and everything comfortably is resting on top of this. Okay, so let's take a look at this other picture. Here you can see that all of the furniture here, like all of the chairs, the front feet is touching the area rug, which is defining the space. So if you can't accommodate a huge area rug, this is a decent size. And here as well in this picture, the area rug is defining the space because all of the furniture is sitting on top of the area rug. So that's how you know that it's the appropriate size. Okay, so the next home decor design mistake that I see is when people hang their pictures just way high up into the ceiling. You literally have to look all the way up to see it, and you want to make sure when you're hanging pictures that you are hanging them at eye level. And a good rule of thumb for this is to make sure that the center of the picture is at least 60 inches from the floor, so that you're making sure, just think about like if you're going to an art gallery or something like that. People that are viewing your art, you want them to be able to look at it and not have to strain to see it, and to be able to appreciate it. So just try to make sure that you're hanging your pictures or your artwork at eye level. And also another mistake when it comes to hanging up artwork is sometimes people are not making sure that the art piece is in the correct scale for the wall that they're putting it on. If you have a big wall, the bigger the better for the art piece. Now, if you do have small art pieces, try to put them together to create a focal point, because you can add maybe 3 pictures and it'll be better than the one small picture that you put up. So it'll create a focal point on the wall instead of looking like it's just a tiny picture in the middle of a big wall, and it looks like it's just hanging in the middle of an ocean somewhere, like a small island in the middle of a big ocean somewhere. So try that and see if that works for your wall when you're hanging up pictures. Okay, so in this picture here, you can see that there's a huge gap between the couch and the pictures that are above it. Even though they have 3 of them, which is defining the big wall behind it, it's still making it look like I have to strain to see because the pictures are not at eye level. And if we're looking at this next picture, I get that they have the huge accent wall, but the picture that is in the middle of the brick wall is so tiny, and the wall behind it is like white brick, and the picture is white, but it's still getting a loss because the wall behind it is very big. So if they kind of did a bigger picture, maybe like a bigger pineapple picture or 3 pineapple pictures, it would have looked better on that huge wall. Here I'm just showing you a picture that I made, and I'm showing you the size of it on my wall. The wall behind it is very big, so I did a picture that was very big to fill the space of the wall and to create, a focal piece on the wall, as well as making sure the picture was the correct size proportion to the wall that it was on. Okay, so in this next picture, you can clearly see in this picture they've hung up a picture of a palm tree, and that's in the correct size proportion to the windows. And also they have a focal point where they use 3 mirrors, and all of these things are at eye level and they're appropriate to the size proportion or scale of the walls that they're on. Okay, so my last tip, but certainly not least, okay, is when you use a side table that's not the correct proportion for the furniture piece that you're putting it close to, like a couch or a bed. But today we're going to be talking about living room pieces, so we'll just stick to the living room. You want to make sure that you're not choosing a side or end table that's way too small for the scale of the couch, okay? So to avoid this, you could try maybe nesting tables or layering a table to ensure that you have the correct size table that is in correct proportions to the scale of your couch. Because it's nothing worse than, looking at a couch and it's like a big couch and there's a super small table as a side table. You want to make sure that you are choosing tables that are going to be the correct scale for the size of your couch or your accent chair or whatever you're choosing, but you want to make sure that it is the correct scale to that. Okay, so let's take a look at these small side tables. Yeah, even though that they're nesting, they're still extra small. And the reason I'm saying that they're small in relation to the couch that's sitting next to it is because you can't put a lamp, or there's not adequate enough space to put something on without it falling over, maybe on the couch or on the floor. I see a lot of times that sometimes people will use those individual small tables on their own. And if you are going to use nesting tables, I'm showing you here in this video that I'm showing you that it is okay to use nesting tables. They just have to be in a good size proportion to the couch or side chair that it's sitting next to. And just a side note, this can also be applied, to lamps. You want to make sure that your lamp that you're going to have on a side table or credenza or whatever that you're using is in correct proportions to the couch or on the, you know, correct proportions to the side chair as well, because you don't want to put an itty bitty lamp in, you know, close proximity to a huge couch or, you know, a armchair or side chair that's a decent, you know, size. So just make sure that you use that same tip for the side tables as well with the lamps. So here I'm just showing you my side chair and the side table and the size of the lamp that is on the side table, and I'm showing you the size proportion that I used here to the side chair. You see how the lamp isn't extra small, but it's just the right size for the space? You want to make sure your side table is functional for things like reading, a cup of coffee. Just make sure that functionality is a focus. Well, I hope you all enjoyed some tips on how to correct some common decor mistakes. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you like videos like these, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Leave your thoughts down in the comments. Have you ever made one of these mistakes, or have you ever seen one of these situations where you were like, "Ooh, no ma'am," or no, you know, guy? If you've seen one of these situations, or you had a current situation like this or a recent situation like this, leave a thought in a comment about it. I would love to hear about it in the comment section below, honey. I've been there before. Leave your thoughts about that in the comment section below. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you all soon on the next video. And make sure that you're frequenting the channel and hit your notification bell so that you're notified every time I release a video.